Hey there, everybody. This is Dominic DeAngelo of WrestleZone. This here is an interview I did last week with Dustin Rhodes, just fresh off his AEW title match against Brody Lee a week before, and then he just was about to make his big announcement regarding his Rhodes Wrestling Academy, which is now open and accepting applications that you can check out online. Dustin was awesome with his time. We talked a whole lot of different things, not just wrestling, but battling with certain things like depression and anxiety, and how you all just have to power through it, and just know you have a great support system. So it was really cool to talk with them all about a whole different litany of stuff. So yeah, but here's the brief introduction. The interview starts when I begin asking him about how he and Cody want to carry on the history and the legacy of professional wrestling, and because I talked to Terry Funk, and he said that wrestling is in good hands with guys like Cody and Dusty. So the interview starts there. I want to thank Dustin for the time and AEW for the time as well. Enjoy the interview.
Cody's doing a tremendous job. He works harder than anybody there at AEW. It's amazing to watch my brother work and do his thing, and I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy for him. On the other hand, I'm doing my work, and I'm doing, many hats at once, and I love that. So I think AEW is in good hands with both of us there, and with Tony Khan at the helm, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. I think we're doing a tremendous job, man, and it's just I can't wait to let the world see what we can become, and where the future is going, because it's in great hands right now.
Yeah, it's such a rewarding thing, like week in and week out. Like I told my brother this too, is that I've never, like, it's been a while since each week I've like actually been excited to watch wrestling again, and like Dynamite's kind of given that element for us, like that. Ooh, you got to tune in. It's something that you can't miss because there's always something different happening, and I feel from what you guys did with your main event last week to like the main event the parking lot fight you had this week, it's such a great healthy balance of variety for folks. So yeah, how do you feel about the
you have a giant variety in the whole show. You know what I mean? It's not just the main event. It's a collective effort on everybody's part to pull together a great 2 hours of TV. And it's showing. And that was last week, and the week before that. We're continuing to do such wonderful things, man. The thing about this pandemic is like, it is what it is, but we're all there, and this is an escape for people. This is an escape for people to be entertained, to watch good wrestling again. Not just entertainment, but wrestling. Because wrestling has been around for so long, and people love it. People say they don't like it, and they love it. You know what I'm saying? It's there, and we're thriving right now. So I'm so happy to be a part of this place.
Yeah, man. And something that's really cool too is your announcement of the Rhodes Wrestling Academy that you're gonna have in Austin, Texas. Talk about that a little bit. You had your big announcements coming. Give a little bit of details and background on it, and what really got you motivated to get your own school started too.
I've had a dream to have a wrestling school for quite some time. I kind of had one with my father, but I really wanted one because I think I owe that to the younger kids that are coming up. It is something that I want to pass on, and that's my knowledge of the sport, my knowledge of the how and when to do certain things, and the proper way to get there. And I think there's a lot of great schools out there, and it's just. But now you have high school, and I hope to do the very best that I can. But I have my name on that, so I'm not going to let this fail. You know what I mean? And if I fail, I failed it on my own. You know what I'm saying? And it's a sobering feeling to say, hey, man, I'm fixing to open up a business, to open my first wrestling school. It's exciting as hell. It's scary as hell. But I know I can do it, and I'm going to make it happen just like I make my acting happen. I'm going to make things happen. You have to stay positive about it and work your ass off for things to happen. They don't just happen. They don't just fall in your lap. Good things just don't just fall in your lap. You know, money doesn't just come to you and just fall off the trees, right? So you got to put work, effort into everything that you do if you want it to be a successful thing. And I want this school, Rhodes Wrestling Academy, to be very, very successful, and it will. It will grow, and it's going to be great.
That's great, man. Yeah, I'm pumped to see, like, because I know the knowledge that you got and everything, that the influence you have, and just the impact you make. And you're such a positive influence, it seems, on not just the AEW talent, but I think wrestling talent in general, and just a good pinnacle to achieve to look towards. Who
out there, you know, if somebody wants to go to a wrestling school and you hear that a Rhodes is opening a wrestling school, man, wouldn't you want to be a part of that with my knowledge of so long in the business and the lineage of our family and our history and the work that I'm doing right now? I would want Dustin Rhodes to train me all over again. You know, it's a place for beginners. It is something for them to come and stick their teeth into and work hard and strive to make it to a AEW or a WWE or a New Japan Pro Wrestling or wherever they choose to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna do my part on training them the best that I can and get them prepared for that.
Yeah, and that's got to be an added fun journey, because I'm sure you're getting a lot of, like you mentioned, you're helping the women out backstage and everything, and this is just another added element that you're going to be able to do right in your home backyard, pretty much. So that's super awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Do you know who else is going to be involved with it? Is it just going to be you running the ship, or do you have other people involved that you got planned ahead of time?
This is going to be me and my wife's business.
Wow, that's awesome. So yeah,
right now this is all hands-on training from me.
Yeah.
And they're going to be 3-month camps starting in January. Probably around January 8th is going to be our first camp, and we'll go for 3 months. So you're going to learn a lot, but you're going to learn it the proper way. You're going to learn the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to teach everything. Very, very specific with my teaching.
Dude, that's the way to do it, man. Heck yeah. You talked about being involved with movies and stuff, and you did Copper Bill. There's like Thunderclap was in the works, and then Misanthrope too with Billy Gunn. How does it feel to kind of jump into that role, that different kind of style, like, of entertainment with acting and everything? Have you kind of felt growth with that? And is there any developments on those projects you have?
It's incredible, man. And, you know, if you look at us you look at actors and you look at what we do on a large scale, a television scale, we're in front of the camera all the time. We're cutting promos. We're doing a lot of improvising and ad-libbing and things like that. And that is really hard. You talk to a lot of actors out there that try to improv and act, and if you can do that, that is great. That brings out your true character or the true persona that you're trying to play in the ring or on the screen as an actor. And if you can bring those out, and the director will work with you, and you are really good at improvising and playing off of somebody, giving facial expressions, that's acting. That, to me, is where the magic happens. You know, it doesn't happen from just, oh, let me read this script like this, you know, because this guy wrote this for me, and I'm just going to read it real flat, and it means nothing at all to me. You have to make that thing. You have to be excited about it. You have to bring out emotions, just like in the wrestling ring. You tell a story on the screen just like you do in a wrestling ring. In a movie, you have a good guy. The bad guy starts beating him up. At the end of that thing, he's kicking ass, and, you know, we end with a strong finish. Same thing with wrestling. Same thing. So I've prepared for it. 32 years. I've gone to acting school. I've done this. I've been in a few movies. I hope Misanthrope, somebody picks that up, because it is a TV series which I am the star of, and it would be a whole season, and that would do some great things for my career. And I did a great job on our pilot episode. It's incredible. I thought I did a really good job in Copper Bill. I did a great job as a monster in Scare Package, which was a horror anthology.
Yeah.
I've done some good things. So that is like right up there with AEW as my first priority, is getting into the acting business and to really being a success story there also, because it's another passion I've had. Acting is a huge passion in my life, just like wrestling has been.
You can tell it too, because just on social media, like when you talk about it and everything, you can even just see it being conveyed through that, man. It's really neat to see you be able to do all that stuff. Something that I thought was really cool is when you were hurt right before you got to AEW, you had your knee surgeries and stuff. You were doing like some carpentry work and some artwork and like painting and stuff. And I remember seeing like a picture you painted of like a steer, and I was like, wow, that is really, really good for like just doing it just out of the blue. Have you kind of done anything like that, or has a lot of the other things been flexing your creative muscles, so to speak?
Well, I get in those little times where, okay, I'm going to go paint something, and then I'll spend a few days on just painting a bunch of things, and then I won't do anything for a while. Same thing with woodworking. I like to do things with my hands. I like to carve. I like to make small pieces. I like to paint. Whether the paintings are worth of shit or not, it's just something to take my mind somewhere else. I'm very creative, as all of us entertainers are. We're artists.
Yeah.
And we're perfectionists. We like to put out the best possible us that we can. And when we don't, we get frustrated. We get upset at ourselves. Even if it wasn't so bad, we know we could do better, and that's what I love about it. It's that you always have that second chance to make that impact a little bit better than the last time, and to grow in that aspect and to fix your mistakes and your small little things that you want to fix. Important, man. And I think that not everybody has that, but I think most people at AEW are pretty much in the same boat in that aspect of having the passion that we do and striving to make this a tremendous company, which it already is, but even more so.
It's so fun to see it like develop, and just being in the early stages of it all, and like trial and error. Like that's what you said too, and that's kind of what's great is you're not only like from a creative aspect, whether you're doing artwork or woodwork or acting, like trying is the big thing. And if you do that and you fail, you're not necessarily failing, you're just trying and you're succeeding at like learning. So it's a very good mindset to have, man. I'll let you go with this. I'll let you go with this, man. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan. I grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan. Now I'm a lowly New York Jets fan, unfortunately. But my younger brother's a big Cowboys fan. Who are some of your favorite players growing up?
My favorite players growing up were Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Troy Aikman, Utah Jones, people like that really is who I was big fans of. I love Cowboys football, and I like college football also. So, and the NFL is great. I love it. I'm glad they're playing this year. I can't wait to watch this week. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Cowboys, we lost our season opener. What a beautiful stadium the LA Rams have, man.
Yeah.
Gorgeous stadium. But it's a shame that we lost. But you know what? I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, so through thick and thin, I'm going to stay with them. Of course, everybody has their 2 cents about what should have went down and what could have went down or whatever. But hey, man, we learn, we grow, and hopefully win this next week, and we'll just be off to the races.
Heck yeah, dude. And I think Cowboys are in a pretty good position. I think Dak Prescott gets too much flack a lot of the time, and I like to see, and especially him being so open this past week with depression and anxiety. I thought that was really cool of him to do too. And add that, and kind of get a lot of fan base motivated to, I think, watch and just be encouraged by, like, his leadership, I feel. So, yeah.
It's just important, because that is an issue in the world. You know what I'm saying? You bring light upon something like that, and somebody else does something, and somebody else does something, and it's the domino effect, and pretty soon you have a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people more comfortable with opening up about mental awareness and things, because it is a real thing and it is out there. And, people are struggling with it. And if you have some place to go or somebody to talk to, it always helps, even when you just want to be caved in your own little cocoon, man, and not really speak about it. But whenever you do, because I have learned this over the years, that when you do open up to somebody and you do talk, it does relieve a little pressure in your mind, the hurt or the depression or whatever it may be. It's very important that you ask for help and that you talk to somebody, because a lot of times we cannot do that on our own.
No, yeah.
And as hard as it is, you need somebody who is there, can help you and get you there. You know what I'm saying? A lot like the drug and alcohol addiction that I used to have. But I asked for help. I wanted help. And it had to be the right time for me. And it had to be all me saying I need help. Because if I say I'm going to do this on my own, it's impossible.
Right.
And I could not do it on my own. So I went to rehab, and I got clean and sober, and I haven't turned back, and there's a new work ethic in me of just go out and let's kick some ass and take some names and work your ass off and be rewarded later, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy, and I'm healthy, and I'm clean, and I'm sober. And yes, everybody, in the world, there's so many people that struggle with that struggle with mental illness or depression, and it is something that, if you talk to somebody, if you ask for help, it can help.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with being open. I know a lot of guys like us or stuff, where people get self-conscious about can I open up to somebody, or am I, my ego is going to be harmed, or they're going to judge me in a certain way. But I found that being more open and just understanding is it's helped me. I've dealt with anxiety and depression plenty of times, and therapy, a good yeah. Yeah.
If somebody judges you need to get them the hell out of your life, because who gives a shit?
Right.
Who you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
This is you're talking about. You're trying to get help. I could give two shits if somebody is judging me for having depression or doing something, I'm asking for help and they're not being there for me. I'll go on to the next person to ask for help if I want it bad enough. I'm not going to give two shits about what somebody thinks of me.
Right.
And I think that's important. I think that's important with people growing and getting older and having experience and finally saying, enough's enough. Because it's hard when you're young, you haven't experienced life, you're scared to death to upset anybody. You don't know how to go about things. You're just kind of winging it. But the more life you live, the more it makes sense to say, hey, I don't give a shit what this person thinks. I need to think of my well-being, myself first. So if they're a friend in my life and they're judging me like that, well, they're no longer a friend.
Right.
You put them away. You get away from them. You get away from the negativity. You try to find a circle that is really positive and behind you and support you,
Right. Yeah. Because you have that support system. You just got to seek it out. And, cut out that toxicity, man. That's how it goes. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not to say that I get down, from time to time and I sit to bits or I'm screaming and yelling and things like that. Everybody does that. Everybody gets angry. Everybody gets sad. Everybody struggles and has problems. Nobody is perfect, and we just gotta stop, take a breath, give it to God, and move on. And ask for help if you need it, or do whatever you need to do to get the help that you need to get your mind sane or get your body released of all the tension and toxicity, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's no, and I feel creativity is such a great escape for that too, to distract yourself and get your mind off of it. So, and that's why too, Dustin, I think you're such a perfect guy to have backstage and to not only work in the ring but out of the ring, because you bring that talent and that creativity, but you also bring that positive mindset where people, if they are in a mental funk or a younger talent doesn't know what they're doing or where their situation's at, you've been there or you've experienced something to that effect. So I feel that you're just a perfect guy to have backstage too for AEW, a veteran quarterback, if you will. So
it's always nice when the younger talent come up and they want some advice or they want a suggestion in the ring, how to do something. I am there for that 110%. I love that. that it's my job to pass on my knowledge to the younger kids, because the old timers did it for me. It's only right. I am not in this for money. I am in this because I love wrestling and I want to see it succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's nice to make some money. It's nice to make a lot of money or whatever. But money is not the issue here. It is the passion and the drive and the love for our sport, man. And when you see it every week, it is a great thing.
It's really great, and yeah, it's awesome to see you continue going on. I'm so happy to hear too that you don't no plans to retire, brother. It's great to hear. So.
Let's make that clear right now. As much as sometimes I can barely get out of bed or whatever, it's a lot of ice, a lot of therapy, a lot of rehabbing my knees and things to keep me going every week. And I do it because I love to do it, and I love to do it for the fans, because the fans deserve our wrestling the very best that we can give. So I will never go out there and do something half-assed. And I don't believe that I have too many times in my career. Maybe in my drug-induced years, I might have not given a shit, but it just does not happen. My work ethic is so out there and up there, man. It's strong. That if I don't see somebody working as hard, I'm going to say something. It's just what they need to do.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is, man. And it's just great to see. And AEW, I think it's presenting that perfect alternative where they care for wrestling. Like, I really don't feel a lot of the other product WWE, I don't feel they respect it or they're embarrassed by it, in a lot of ways. And the core of it. And I think AEW really embraces a lot of the positive aspects of it. So, just fantastic.
It starts with good management, man. Tony Khan is an incredible boss. I mean, incredible. He's very analytical, and he knows his stuff. Like, he'll come up to me and say, man, I was just thinking about this match you had in 1991. You did this certain move, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? You know the move and everything, and I'm shocked that the history he has inside of him and knows. He knows his stuff. And when he doesn't, he learns quicker than anybody in the room. He's a very, very smart individual and a smart boss and an incredibly friendly boss and very easy to talk to. That he's approachable, and that's very, very important that you have a boss that is like that. And he's one of those bosses. So to be with him, to be in this company is incredible.
Yeah, man. Well, it's great to see it. One more thing, favorite spots in Austin. Where do you got to go? If I was down there last year, and I visited Stu Myrick down there, and I had I can't remember where we went, but we went to like a whiskey bar or something. What other suggestions do you have for Austin?
Well, man, I kind of stay out of Austin right now because I live on the north side, pretty far up. I live about 45 miles out of Austin. But, man, if you're in Austin, and Austin's very famous for its live music. It's the live music capital of the world. Now, right now with the pandemic, I'm not real sure if things are going on downtown like they normally are, but 6th Street is always a place for, nightlife and bars and things. When you're out here, you gotta eat barbecue, man. Yeah. Barbecue is a big thing in Texas, and it's the best barbecue out of any state and any place in the United States. Texas does barbecue right, and you go just about anywhere in Texas and get good barbecue. But the nightlife downtown 6th Street, man, South Congress, all those places down there. Hit up the university, go see our beautiful University of Texas.
The campus, it's gorgeous.
The campus,
yeah.
The campus and all that. It's really nice down there, man. Friendly people. Texas is very friendly. We don't mess with other people. They don't mess with us.
Right.
Don't mess with Texas. So we're very proud, very prideful, and very proud of our state. So it's a great city, man. People love Austin, and it's beautiful. And it's right on the river, right on Lake Travis, Lake Austin. Lots to do.
Yeah.
So you let me know next time you want to come to Austin. I'll set you up with a couple things or a couple places you can go.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm down for it. I loved it. Oh man, when I was down there, I'm a big Texas guy, so it was great to experience, brother. So cool, Dustin.
Where did you and Stu go?
So
That was very close to me. I love Stu.
Yeah, Stu's awesome. Like, I met him in New York City for the first time, and like we were doing press together somewhere, and then he gave me his card and we exchanged information. So I went down to Austin because I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and my buddy also does, and they had like a conference down there, for it. So I went down there and I got a hold of Stu, and I can't remember the name of the bar though. I'll have to text him after I'm done talking to you and try to get the details. But it was a really cool. They said it was the oldest German bar in the world or something like that. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it. But it was like a good whiskey bar. I had a really good pretzel there, and I had like some good drinks and everything like that. But I'll have to try to ask him what it was, because it was great. Yeah. So but I'll keep you in touch about when I'm back down there for sure. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Anything else you want to plug? I'm looking forward to the academy and everything, man.
Yeah, me too. Tomorrow on Twitter, man, Dustin Rhodes, at 1 p.m. Eastern. Huge announcement. I don't want anybody to miss this, man, because it's something I put my heart and soul into, and it's very, very special and near and dear to my heart, man. What you're going to see on my tweet and on my Instagram and on my Facebook is sums it up all. Sums it all up about the school and the website and things like that. So very, very, very excited about tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Just watch my Twitter, watch my Facebook, watch my Instagram. My Twitter is Dustin Rhodes. My Instagram is Dustin Rhodes TX. My also on my Twitter, watch the Academy Rhodes is the Twitter name. Also, Rhodes Wrestling Academy on Instagram and Rhodes Wrestling Academy on Facebook. So you can watch all that. Watch that at 1 p.m. Eastern Club Central. Give you all the information you're going to want to know and need to know for Rhodes Wrestling Academy, because it's going to be exciting. Like I said, we're going to probably open up. I'm looking at January 8th as the start date for my first camp, and it's going to be incredible. If you're part of the students on that first camp, that's very, very special.
Man, yeah, to be a part of that would be amazing. So, yeah, definitely follow all that on Twitter and on social media. And Dustin, just thanks so much for being generous with the time and bullshit with me about everything under the sun, pretty much. So I really appreciate it, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. This is Dominic DeAngelo of WrestleZone.com. You can follow WrestleZone on Twitter at WrestleZone.com, and you can follow me at Twitter at Dominic DeAngelo. And go to WrestleZone.com for all your WrestleZone needs. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you later.